was it I wanted to rant about? I just had it. Oh, that's what it is. Depression and anxiety, right? And the feeling of feeling like you can't make yourself do stuff. You don't have good motivation. It's difficult to spur yourself on to do good things or anything for that matter. I was just talking with a friend the other day, and he felt like that. All of those feelings were relatable to him. And so, my advice to him was to get out and do something with your hands, right? He's a man. He was, I believe he's 28 or 29 or something like that. And he spends a lot of time reading. I think he spends a lot of time learning. He's a very studious fellow. And that's all good. And I believe he's the type I think he likes the outdoors, but he's not necessarily, as far as I can tell. Let's just make a case. Instead of him, let's talk about someone. Because I don't know if all of these things apply to him specifically or not. It doesn't really matter. So we'll just make a character. This character's name is Bofus. And Bofus doesn't really do a lot with his hands, right? He might do a lot on the computer. He might even have a job where he, I don't know, counts things or does things, or who knows, doesn't matter. So my advice to Bofus, if he's often finding himself in a place of depression and anxiety and lack of motivation, lack of direction, just feeling like I want to get things done, but I can't really tell what I want to get done, is to go outside and do something with your hands, right? Don't worry about the weather. Don't worry if it's colder than you want it to be or hotter than you want it to be or raining or anything like that. But just go outside and don't just take a walk. Walks are good. Walks have their place. Walks clear your mind, allow you to think. It gets those creative juices flowing, allows you to process things. Walks are great. I love walks. I take walks. I love a good walk. Walks are amazing. Don't get me wrong. I love walks. Don't try to change what I'm saying and saying that walks are not good. Walks are great. Take walks. We do a little walking. So, here's the thing though. A walk is only so good for processing up here. It's good for abstract. It's good for breathing in fresh air. It's good for organization of thoughts, right? It's a mentally good thing. It's a spiritually good thing. However, it does not satisfy the need for a man to get out and feel progress. Walks are not progress. Walks are a nice, neutral something. It's therapeutic. It's not progress, right? So my advice to Chofus, what was his name? Is to get out and pick something. Start a project, even if it costs a little bit of money, because Bofa has a job, and he makes a little bit of money. Maybe Bofus is still even living with his parents or something like that. He's got reasons to be anxious. He's got reasons to be depressed. There's nobody saying people don't have reasons. Nobody's saying that. But what we are saying is that your balls are in your own court for doing something about it, right? So you got reasons to feel the way you're feeling, but you also have real, tangible, tried and true methods of getting rid of those feelings, or transmuting them, translating them, transforming them into something else, right? So my advice to Chofus was to go out, and since I'm on a kick of health food and the Joel Salad and Justin Rhodes permaculture lifestyle, I told this man Bofus, or I would tell this man Bofides, to go get some lumber and some materials. It doesn't matter if you've ever picked up a hammer or a screwdriver or a before in your whole life, it doesn't matter, because you can learn. We have YouTube at the fingertips of our fingers. We have YouTube right at our fingertips, right at our phalanges. And so you can do anything you want. If you pick a project, if I wanted to go and like plumb my house or fix a toilet, I have no excuse. I have no excuse. I've got the time. Everyone has the time. I've got YouTube. I've got the resources. Go down to Lowe's, look at your YouTube video, find out exactly what you need, do a little bit of research, do the 5 minutes of research that it takes to find out what kind of toilet you have and what kind of, whatever that thing is called that goes around the drain after you lift up the toilet. It's like a valve or something, or I don't know, whatever it's called. They come in wax, beeswax or something, but also rubber. They have rubber ones. It's like a gasket or something of some sort or something or other. Doesn't matter. Do a little bit of research about what one you have and what one your toilet needs and what tools you need. You might need a screwdriver. You might need a couple of specific screws. Go to Lowe's or Ace or Hunter's Hardware and get the things you need and go take care of it. That's working with your hands. It's making progress. Set aside time to do it. Make sure that you have time to do it. And if you don't, make sure that you are able to come back to it. Make sure that it's a project that, if need be, can be left alone. Because here's the thing. Hold on. Let me finish what I was saying before I branch off to something else. Go out and do it. I would tell both of these to go and get some tools, some lumber, make a little investment, save up, spend 2 weeks, spend a month. Nah, that's a little bit too long. Spend a week saving up money. Set aside money, even if it puts you in like debt. Get a credit card. This is terrible advice, but get a credit card or spend money that you shouldn't spend. Get yourself some tools. Be thrifty where you can. Ask your dad or your pa or your neighbor to borrow some tools if they have them. They're gonna say yes. Don't worry about that. Get the tools, get the materials, build a chicken tractor is what I told Bofus. And Bofus should go get a chicken tractor and hop online or go to Tractor Supply in springtime or whatever and get some chickens. Again, 5 minutes of research and figure out what kind of chickens you want and what kind of chickens you need. Get some feed. Make an investment. This is if you borrow some tools, you buy some materials, get minimal whatever, just for a little bit of a project, get 10 chickens. It's probably something along the ballpark. It's something like a couple $100, $500 investment. Get some chickens, throw them in, and do some chicken tractors around your yard, Bofa. Pull them around your yard from April to June. Sell those things. Get on Facebook and say, hey guys, I know I don't post very often, but if anyone is interested in some drug-free, antibiotic-free, grass-fed, bug-fed chickens, they're going to be ready in June. I'm taking orders now. I've got 20. Any takers? You're going to have takers. If you have to text a couple of people, text a couple of people. Find some people that you know eat healthy. And anyway, you'll sell your chickens. You could sell your chickens $15 a piece, a bird. $15 a bird. I bet you could probably even do better than that. I bet you could probably do like $20 a bird. Or if you cut off the breasts, you could probably do $15 just for the breasts and then keep the rest of the bird for yourself. I heard somebody's doing $14.99 or $13.99 or something like that just for 2 chicken breasts, just for the breasts. It's nuts because they're so healthy. These are the best birds. If you raise them in your yard and they're eating bugs and grass, it's the best food you can get. So $14 for breasts. Make 20 birds. What's that, like $1,000? Doesn't matter. The point is, what did you get out of that? What did you get? You got months worth of toil, healthy, fulfilling, deeply satisfying toil that you can do with your hands. You didn't expend, like you expended energy, but it wasn't like it wasn't bad. It was good for you. You're outdoors, you're caring for something. They always say if you have PTSD or depression or whatever, get an animal that you can care for. Because when you're caring for something else, you're focusing less on yourself, and that nurturing part of you comes out, and it just is a therapeutic thing. So anyway, the point is, get the chickens. Gives you something to care for. It gives you something to work with your hands. It gives you something to find daily, weekly, and monthly progress on, where you can kind of tick the boxes, check the boxes, and hit all of those things. Hit all of those items where you get progress. As a man, you need to be making progress on something, right? It's a drug. It does something to your brain. It releases the dopamine, the good stuff, the dope. You get the straight dirt. You get the straight dope if you're making progress on something. That's why people get addicted to working out and jujitsu and whatever, and video games, seriously. That's why they're designed to give you that hit that your brain is designed to get. And that's also why guys like video games more than girls typically like video games, is because their brains are wired to seek the next thing. Whatever the next level up is, give me that, right? So anyway, Bofus, go out and get yourself some chickens. Go out and do the work, do the research, spend a week building a chicken tractor, order the chicks, get the brooder. Like I said, it's going to be a little bit of an investment, but it's worth it. You're investing in yourself. You're investing in your mental health and your spiritual health and your physical health as well. It's got all the benefits. Did I mention all of them? You're outside, you're making progress, you're caring for something. Oh, and you get good food afterwards. You get to taste. There's nothing sweeter than tasting the fruit of your own labor after you do the thing. You work hard, you enjoy the fruits of that hard work. Nothing more satisfying. That's God's great design. So go and play a part. It doesn't have to be chickens. Do something. Do something. Build a treehouse. Build a clubhouse in your backyard. Build a saw table. Build a what's it called? A horse. What's it called? A saw horse? Build one of those. That's the rant. The last thing I was going to say about that I stuck a pin in my mind for now, is that the end of this rant is that, yes, it's going to be a little bit annoying. That's the nature of things. When you're trying something out for the first time in your life, you better believe that you're going to go to Lowe's and pick up what you think you need, come back home, start fiddling and working, and then realize, oh shoot, I got the wrong sized whatever. And then you're going to have to go back, and then you're going to have to get something else, and you're going to go back. And then it's going to be something that should take an ordinary person 30 minutes to do is going to take you 5 hours. It's just how it works. Do that the first time and enjoy it. Turn some music on. So as long as you're not discouraged by that, you're going to be making something with your hands and getting that therapeutic thing that a man needs, and it will cure your depression and your anxiety because you're doing something that you're supposed to be doing. Back in the olden days, back in the Hobbit days, they used to work all day. They used to go out in the morning and milk their cow and then do their chores. You're just choring. You're just choring all day long. You're chortling and choring and chorning all day long, and then you come home and you eat just a good dinner. You're eating good meals. Your wife is in chortling all day and scurrying about, and your kids are chortling and scurrying about and doing their things and educating themselves. And you come in and you eat your dinner. Oh, that dinner is so good. And then it's just satisfying. Nothing's more satisfying. It's like when you go camping. It's like when you go camping and you take all the time in the world. You do the hard work of going around and gathering firewood. You break it all down. You saw it all up into the nice uniform pieces. You build your fire ring. You get some kindling. You go out and get some dry grass. You kind of rub it together and kind of fluff it up so that it's perfect tinder. You get your kindling. You organize it. Oh man, there's nothing more satisfying on a cold November night than having your firewood organized and making a fire with your whatever that's called, your flint and steel, your magnesium, your ferro rod. And then you get your fire and you cook a meal. Oh, you worked so hard, you're sweating. You're toasty next to the fire. Your face is toasty, your toes not so toasty. Unless you take your shoes off and put them next to that fire, and oh man. And then you cook your thing on your cast iron skillet. You throw in a steak that you had on ice. You throw in your steak, and then you throw in a couple of eggs. Maybe you went out and found some maitake, some hen of the woods, some what else is called? Sheep's head. Maybe you found some lion's mane on a tree during your wood foraging, your firewood foraging. And then all of a sudden you've got a meal. You've got a true Breath of the Wild meal. Throw in some, you've got a hearty mushroom and meat skewer or something that gives you stamina, that gives you, what does hearty do? Gives you extra hearts. And sit back and relax and watch the fire. Nothing's more satisfying. That's what I'm saying. This is the gospel of working with your hands and doing things to feel progress. That's it. That's the rant. Thanks for listening. Smash that link in the subscription.